everyone, I'm Roxie from Hype Wayne County. On today's episode of Together, we're going to interview one local young professional who's doing incredible things for our Parks Department and Senior Center. And we're also going to learn a little bit more about what Hype is doing in the upcoming months. I am excited today, though, to sit down and chat with a good friend of mine, Amanda Jones. And Amanda, let's just jump right into it. And why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hi, thanks for having me. I'm really excited about this highlight. Again, my name is Amanda Jones, and I'm a Wayne County native. I graduated from Northeastern High School. My husband and I, Brad, just celebrated 15 years of marriage, and we have two daughters, Reagan and Samantha. We have a 15-year-old pug dog at home, too. We like to camp and travel and golf, although we don't get to do that as much as we would like to. I have a bachelor's degree from Indiana University, and together my husband and I own a local manufacturing facility called Countertop Manufacturing.
Yeah, you are a busy couple and a busy family. You're always out doing something. And I think that's what makes young professionals so exciting in Wayne County, because we're connected to so many things outside of our jobs that make us have a great life, a great quality of place. So let's talk a little bit about the role you do at the Parks Department. Tell us a little bit about that.
Absolutely. So my title is the Senior Services Coordinator for the City of Richmond. That equates to the Director of the Richmond Senior Recreation Center, and that is a part of the Parks Department. I was able to kind of move into this role fairly seamlessly because of my career at Lincare. I was the manager of Lincare Respiratory Services here in Richmond, and really it focused on seniors for the most part and what solutions we have to help them live long, healthy lives. And so that's what I do here at the Senior Center. I'm able to add programming to just try to keep them healthy and active. Their mental well-being, their physical well-being is the goal. We've been able to add yoga. We've added a Tech Tuesday class, which is really exciting. That way someone can bring in their cell phone or their tablet or their laptop and say, I'm really struggling with this. How can I overcome that? So we've been able to do that. I'm also able to work with lots of local nonprofits and great organizations. I can work with the Alzheimer's Association. I'm on their the Walk to End Alzheimer's.
It's a mouthful.
And I'm also a blood program leader for the Red Cross. So we host blood drives here at the Senior Center, and we're doing that regularly now, every 8 weeks or so.
Yeah, and Hype has partnered up on a few of those. We've had a ton of young professionals coming to give blood that aren't associated with a company that, we have big campuses, or sometimes Reed hosts them. But if you're not connected to those, you don't get the invite. So this isn't open to anyone. You don't have to be a senior to donate blood those days.
Absolutely.
Amanda, tell us a little bit about how you decided to make Wayne County home. Like, why that decision?
Well, Wayne County just is home. The people that we love are here. There's a lot of great people that are working together to create a good quality of life here that are just really inspiring. So Wayne County is home.
Yeah, and you, like I said earlier in the interview, you really dive into the community. You've been writing articles for Western Wayne News. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
It was really exciting. They reached out. We struggle for awareness for the Senior Center. People don't realize what we do here. So Western Wayne News, Bob reached out, said that they're going to allow some different senior centers to write an article once a month about what's going on. And so for the past 5 months or so, we're the last Wednesday of every month, I get to write an article about what's happening here. And that's really exciting. And I think it really is helping us spread awareness.
That's great. And I'm sure people, if you haven't picked up the Western Wayne News, it's a great local resource, has everything that's going on in Wayne County. So if you haven't picked that up, this is my plug to do that. So Amanda, you've got it right there. I get mine in the mail. I love it. Amanda, tell us a little bit about what skills you've had to develop as you advance in your career. What are things that you think people need to know?
Tell you, it seems a little silly, but I would say project time blocking is probably the most important skill that I've developed personally. I really am somebody who likes to get things done as soon as it comes across my desk. that's hard to do when you're involved in so many things and so many projects. I recall being in college and a professor gave us the syllabus with all of the tasks or projects or papers for the whole semester, said we could work ahead, turn it in whenever you can. And I'm pretty sure I finished that class in about 2 weeks. Probably not healthy.
No, not at all, but I understand.
When you're working in different volunteer opportunities and your career, and when you have children at home, it gets kind of difficult to do stuff like that, and it can become overwhelming. So learning how to time block different time frames, like this project isn't until this date, as long as I have this done by this certain time and this done by that certain time, just a little less overwhelming. And then when you have something come up with your kids or in your schedule, it's much easier to work that into your calendar than just trying to get everything done all at once.
That's great advice. I wish more people understood how to prioritize projects and not just do the fun projects. We had a webinar one time where somebody said you have to eat the frog every morning and do the one task that you hate the most first, because then the rest of your day is pretty easy. And I've started practicing that, and it's been a lot of fun to like get the project done and then go, okay, everything else I like doing on my agenda today. I'm not dreading that moment when I have to open that project.
That's a great idea. Ripping off the Band-Aid.
Yeah, and do it quick, right? Who have been mentors for you throughout your career?
I will say that Denise Retz really stands out as a mentor in this community. And for myself, she is really inspiring in that she'll take not just what her employees and coworkers want to accomplish, but the community members, things that they want to accomplish in the Parks Department. She will take what their passion is and help them build on it, help them see it into fruition. I've not seen her fail yet. She's amazing. She's selfless. She really does just help everybody. And when it comes to the Parks Department and quality of life, that is definitely the name of their game.
Yeah, they are providing so many free resources and opportunities, and the green space that we have here is unheard of in a small town, and they're beautiful.
I think 1,100 acres. Don't quote me on that, but 19 parks for sure.
That's a lot of parks.
It really is. It really is.
Is there a piece of advice that you would give to young families maybe moving to Wayne County that are going, what do you do with kids in this town? What do you do? What can you do for fun?
I say follow the Parks Department Facebook page, because it's hard to try, and there's so much going on. It really is hard to gather it all and know what's happening. But the Parks Department Facebook page is a really good place for that. There are movies that they host at the parks. They have different mother and son date nights. They've just got so much going on. And then the parks themselves are so nice. You can fish. Now you can kayak out.
I saw that.
It's amazing. All the different opportunities we have here. It's just, I couldn't even go over them all right now, but definitely follow that Facebook page and just become involved. Try it out. Don't be shy. Just get involved. Everyone will welcome you.
One night you sent me a message that you were at the Richmond Rose Garden between dance practice or softball practice. You said, I just needed a place to go and sit and chill for a second. And the Rose Garden was where you picked. And I thought, that's a really great idea. I sit in my car in like parking lots, and I'm like, I could just go to the Rose Garden and enjoy the outdoors a little bit where it's quiet and peaceful.
It was so nice. I don't know why I hadn't thought of it before, but I pulled over and I walked over there. No one else was there. I was so shocked. I mean, this was definitely a hidden gem in our community, and it was so relaxing. They've got benches and there's a fountain, and it was so nice.
Are there, other than personal advice, are there professional pieces of advice that you would give to young professionals as they're starting their career or thinking about changing their career?
I think my biggest piece of advice would be to keep an open mind, because people really can accomplish whatever they put their mind to. So if something comes across your desk and you think, I don't know if this project is something attainable, really give it a second thought, because with the people in this community, we really can accomplish anything that we want to, and any huge task can really happen if we just collaborate and put our minds to it.
That's perfect. I love that. Is there a place besides the parks that you like to hang out in Richmond? Is there a restaurant or maybe something in the county that you love to do or visit?
Well, I'll tell you, the restaurant piece is hard because we have a lot of really good restaurants here. I would say my two favorite would be Gallows Italian Grill Nine grill, but if I had to pick one, it would definitely be Gallows. I think there's
The
just
pasta.
many things on the menu that it's you sit down and you can't pick, and you hope that everyone else at your table gets something different so you can all share.
Share the plates. Yeah, get all the appetizers and then share all the plates.
Absolutely. And I also really enjoy going to the farmers market, the Richmond farmers market, just to see what local options we have here. And that's pretty amazing too. Some of the things that you can find, not just produce, but baked goods, crafts that are being made locally here. It's just really, really good products.
And Saturday mornings during the summer, it's at Elstro Plaza. And then I think, is it October they switched to the Star Jeanette building?
Yes, Sardinet, and it's such a nice area for it out there. And we've just done wonders with that area. It's really pleasant.
When I was a senior in high school, we hosted our prom there, and it had never been used as an event venue before. And everyone thought we were crazy. And now you walk in there and you're like, yeah, this is an event venue. Like, this is where you do things in Wayne County.
Yeah, absolutely. It's gorgeous and it's so popular now.
Yeah. Are there other things that you would like to talk about, or things that you would like to tell people about you, your family, your career?
Honestly, I don't really love focusing on myself too much. So I wouldn't say there's anything that I'd like to add. One of those things that I would probably work on as a professional skill would be public speaking.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
So important to help convey the things that you're passionate about. So I guess if I wanted to work on that right now, I would say that I am very passionate about the Alzheimer's Association and trying to end Alzheimer's. It is just a terrible, awful disease that it really affects a lot of people. We really need to figure out how we can put an end to that. And then also the Red Cross and donating blood. It's really not that hard. It doesn't hurt that bad.
I promise it doesn't.
And does it, and more people can do it, then you realize a lot of people say, oh, I'm on certain medications. There's a list and it really doesn't have that many medications on it. So most likely you probably could donate. And I really recommend it. The drives that we've been having here at the Senior Center, they're staying on time. You're in and out. Usually you get some sort of swag, a t-shirt, a hat. You always get snacks. I used to always be a fan of grape juice and Nutter Butters, and now they don't either. Now I have to drink apple juice and Oreos. And
Sacrifice.
Get in and out on your lunch break or something. Redcrossblood.org is the site that we use to schedule those. And we have another drive October 12th, and we have another drive in December. I'm not sure of the date right now, but just trying to keep it every 8 weeks so we can help as many people as possible.
Absolutely. Amanda, if somebody wants to get involved in the Alzheimer's Association or donate or volunteer, how can they get involved in that organization?
Absolutely. So there's actually a website for that as well, Walk to End Alzheimer's, and you can find a walk in all the major cities, of course, here in Richmond. You can create a team at that website. You can donate to a team that's already on our walk. You can find us on Facebook. There's a Richmond Walk to End Alzheimer's Facebook page and find information there, or you can call me at the Senior Center. I will definitely answer all of your questions.
What is the number to the Senior Center if anybody's listening and they're like, I want to do that?
Absolutely. Our number is 983-300.
Perfect. Anything else that you'd like to say to our audience today?
I don't think so. Just keep on keeping on, being inspiring and making great things happen.
Well, thank you for joining us, Amanda. I love getting to work with you, and I'd love to see your family like take a charge and just own Wayne County. So thank you so much for choosing this as your home and for joining us today on the show.
Thank you so much.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. I'm Roxie Deer with the Wayne County Area Chamber of Commerce, and I'm the Director of Professional Development, and I oversee Hype Richmond. In the past, we've done a series called Together, which is highlighting young professionals in our community and their unique jobs. We've shifted the focus of that show a little bit to highlight young professionals who are achieving above and beyond the normal rate of success. And so we're excited to announce our first guest this month is Lindsay Hopson from Brewer Broadcasting. Lindsay, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Lindsay, why don't you tell the viewers a little bit about yourself?
Okay. Born and raised in Wayne County. I've lived here my whole life, as has my husband. We settled down over on the west side of town Have a 13-year-old daughter and a 1.5-year-old son.
Wow. And why Wayne County? Why did you choose to live here? Like, obviously you were born and raised, but
We were born and raised here, and a couple years ago, more than a couple years ago, probably 4 years ago, we talked about moving away, and it just didn't feel right. We went and looked at other places, and this is home. Family's here, friends are here. It's just where we feel most comfortable and most ourselves.
absolutely. Tell us about your career and so obviously you work at the radio station, but you don't have you're not an on-air personality. So tell us like what you do, what your day-to-day looks like.
So all the stuff in the background, when you hear those ads on air between songs, that's part of what I do. So we come up with marketing solutions for local businesses. So I get to go out and meet and greet with business owners and managers all day, and try to find solutions to problems they're having. So if they have something that they want to push or have a focus on, we come up with a marketing plan to get that out in the public. I also record commercials, so you may hear me on air.
It's got to be an intimidating job.
Not really. I think it's fun.
Oh, I could never do it. Is there a charity that you're really involved with?
I help with the Diaper Project, which is kind of new in town. So we just started it last year, where they do big events. People come, donate diapers, and then they have distributions once a month to people in the community who may not be able to afford them on their own. And that was something like near and dear personal to me, having a kid at home in diapers. Mm-hmm. I know how expensive they are, and I can't imagine people who aren't fortunate, as my husband and I, who couldn't afford them, where they would be if we didn't have something like the Diaper Project in Wayne County.
If somebody wants to learn more, get more involved with that, where can they go?
There's a Facebook page, the Diaper Project, or they can reach out to
Facebook, we'll just stick with the Facebook page.
Facebook.
That's
okay.
Totally
oh my gosh.
If it comes to you, we'll come back to that one.
Thank you. We can edit that out, right?
Yeah, we'll get Dakota to edit that part out.
Okay.
So if you want to visit the Diaper Project, visit their Facebook page. Obviously, they have some great information. They're doing a lot of cool projects. I didn't know about that, so that's really exciting.
Yeah, you can also follow the Kicks 96 Facebook page. We post we have diaper drives, we host them. Mm-hmm. Typically out at Walmart, we'll have a big event where you can come and donate. So you can get that information. And we also post when the distributions are as well and where you can go.
Perfect. Lyndsey, one other thing I really admire about you is that you're always willing to make friends and you don't know a stranger. And that is hard to do as a young professional. Do you have advice for how to make friends at our young age?
Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to go up and introduce yourself to someone. Don't wait for them to come to you. If you see somebody that you think might be interesting or you might get along with or you haven't seen at an event before, just go up and introduce yourself.
That's great advice. Actually, I remember, and this is kind of a funny story, the very first business education I hosted at the chamber was about like making connections, and Peggy Sonova hosted, and she made us make a list of people we wanted to meet. And the first person on my list was Kim Poinsett. I went up to her after that and I was like, "Hi, I'm Roxie." And she goes, "Hi, I'm Kim." And it was just, I was like so intimidated, but she made me feel great about it. So yeah. I appreciate that.
When we were at the Grapes and Hops this past year, another member of Hype, she said, Kim walked in, and this person works at First Bank too. And she's like, I told my husband, "Oh, she works at First Bank." And he's like, "Well, take me up and introduce me to her." And she's like, "No, that's Kim Poinsett. I can't just go up and talk to her."
That's not true.
I said, "Come with me. We'll go meet her. It's fine."
That's funny. Yeah, never be intimidated by Kim. She loves to meet new people.
Yes.
So, Lyndsey, you're a Wayne County local. Where do you like to go? Where do you suggest people check out and visit?
I love going down to the depot. I love the shops and the restaurants and all the events and festivals and things that happen down there. Oktoberfest is probably our favorite thing around here. Every year we look forward to Oktoberfest every year.
Fingers crossed it happens this year.
Yes, yes. Um, if we're having like a birthday or an anniversary or something, my husband and I tend to make it up to Cambridge City. We love number 9.
Oh, delicious.
Yes.
Absolutely.
It's one of our favorite restaurants in the area. And I've only been to Five Arch once before all the COVID stuff, but they're open back up now and I can't wait to go try it. And I think that's an awesome addition to our community. I love it. And I think they're going to be very successful. So I recommend people going to try them out as well.
Perfect. And then I guess just a few more questions from me. Why would you suggest someone who's a young professional, maybe they lived in Wayne County their whole life and they haven't gotten involved, or maybe they're new to the community and they're looking for ways to get involved? Why would you recommend that they join HYPE?
Like I said before, it's a great foot in the door. I think we're also welcoming in HYPE. And once you join HYPE, it's not like just an organization. You kind of become a family.
Mm-hmm.
You know, as HYPE members, we're at all the events together. We always sit together. You know, it just becomes a family that you create, you know, and you get the opportunity to do so many things in the community that you might not otherwise, like be a part of events, all the charitable things. So.
Well, I know you're newer to HYPE, and
Yeah.
you had joined right before we officially became part of the chamber.
Mm-hmm.
And this episode will actually air in the month of July, but our first HYPE meeting will actually be August 19th. And it will be at Van Vliet Insurance. I'm just giving a shameless plug right now. I
That's
don't
fine.
think you meant shameless plug. So August 19th, if you're interested in joining HYPE, you can join us at Van Vliet Insurance 5:30 to 7. We're going to have a really interesting meeting. Brad Van Vliet's going to come and speak to us. Brad was the president of HYPE about 8 years ago and really transformed the way HYPE worked. And so it's fun to hear his stories and what we're still doing today and vice versa. And then we're going to do some programming to think about the next year and what our community needs from our young professionals. Lindsay, when you think about the future of Wayne County, how important are young professionals to our community?
Very important. If we didn't have the young professionals, there's not going to be a future. You know, as the seasoned professionals start to retire, move out of the spotlight, it's up to us to keep traditions going, and it's up to us to keep moving forward, creating new things, creating buzz, and getting people excited about being here.
Absolutely. Lindsay, is there any other things you would like to tell our community about you? You're the first person. So what does it mean to be nominated? An employer had to nominate you to be our person of the month. And so you were actually nominated by Amy Dillon.
Mm-hmm.
And Amy's fantastic.
She is
But
fantastic.
you'll actually get to meet the chamber board of directors and be introduced to them. And so that's a really exciting opportunity. Anybody else you want to thank or give it, just say thank you to.
Sure. I would like to thank Amy for nominating me. It means a lot because I'm also new with Brewer. I have not been there very long, just a little over a year. So to know that my boss has the faith and the confidence in me that she could nominate me for something like this just makes me feel good and refreshed about my job, and it makes me happy to go into work every day. So
that's good to hear. It's always nice to hear positive feedback.
Yes. So thank you, Amy.
Yes. So I guess I thought you were always at Kicks. Where were you at before Kicks?
Wolverine.
Okay. In sales positions there?
No.
Oh, okay.
So I was in customer service there. I handled retail accounts. So
Okay.
I didn't deal with consumers. I dealt with retailers,
Okay.
big ones like Amazon, Sears, Boot Barn. Yeah.
Ooh.
Key accounts. So
what skills did you learn there?
Um,
Besides
oh my
patience,
goodness.
Because I'm sure that's a big one.
Lots of patience. And I think just fine-tuning professionalism. When you speak to a consumer, you have to be professional, but when you're speaking to a retailer, a client, it has to be,
An elevated
shape. Yeah. So I think I really got to build on my professionalism and writing emails, speaking professionally on the phone, a lot of that.
if you could, and we've talked a little bit about this already, I know you attend some of the training sessions the chamber offers. Do you recommend those for other young professionals that are trying to develop those skills?
100%. I've learned something new in everyone that I've attended. So there is a lot of like repetitive stuff that I've learned other places, but you learn best by hearing the same things over and over, you know, and then there's always the chance to pick up something new. So, and not only that, but meeting the people who are there as well. You're building more contacts by going.
So getting involved, even if it's, and I know a lot of young professionals, and you may have experienced this, I know I have, your boss isn't always willing to like tell you to go to things, but when you ask, they're more willing to send you to things, especially if it's a free event.
Yes.
They're really okay with that. So don't be afraid to ask for those opportunities.
Right. I'm very fortunate working at Brewer. Amy, she loves for us to get involved. So I don't ever hesitate to ask to go to something, or if I come back at the end of the day and say that, hey, I participated in this, she's always so happy. I think that most bosses would be.
Well, Lindsay, is there anything else you'd like to tell our audience about you?
I don't think so.
Well, I know it's been a quick interview, but I'm really excited about the work you're doing. I know Hype Wayne County is really excited along with the chamber. You have continuously supported both programs and been to all of our events that you can make. And so we really appreciate that support, but also it's great to know that we have young professionals doing amazing work in our community. And so we celebrate you, and we're really excited that you are our first young professional highlight of the month.
Me too. It's an honor.